All right, let's talk about how to add a new field to an existing component. So in here, we can say, let's say we have this featured items component, right? And we want to have an eyebrow section, or I think we also call them badges. We want to place it right above this, the title section here. So let's go in and actually add this in, and we'll make it editable for our content authors. So to do that, we're going to open up the code editor, and I'll close up all these sections that I had open from a previous video, and we can actually just find this section itself by clicking on this title, right? And we want to place it right above this title, so we know we want to do that. So I'm going to come in here, and there it highlighted it for us, right? So now I'm just going to come down here, and we're going to go a tag called small, and we're going to say this is a badge, and we'll call it a badge just to keep everything similar, and then we'll see it show up, right? Which is exactly what we wanted. And then obviously we can do some CSS stuff to make it sit in the right sit correctly. I wonder if I do a p tag here, will it show up in there correctly? 1 second. Well, oh my goodness. No, it does stay the same place. But again, this I think you can go ahead and style it all you want, but this is just going to show you how to add this to a new component, right? So we've added this field here, and now let's go ahead and make this field actually editable. So to do that, what we're going to do is we will head over to the featured items section YAML itself. So inside of the featured items YAML, we'll go stackbit models and then featured items section, and there it is, right? So let's take this title one. This is obviously a string, right? We're just gonna take this, and we're gonna make a new one, and we'll go title this badge, and then we'll say badge, and we'll default it. This is a badge. That'll be the default text. So so now that we've done that, let's come back to our index, and inside of here, what we're going to do is we're going to add in, we're going to take away this field here, and we're going to replace it with props.badge. And now we're going to, nothing's going to show up yet because we don't have anything in this badge field. So I'm going to show us two parts here that will be helpful to see how everything kind of pieces together. So nothing's here, but this badge field now exists within our YAML. So if we click on the, where did we go here? Here it is. So if we click on this featured items and open it up, we're going to see a badge field, right? Right here it is. And so we're going to say this is a new badge, and we'll save it, and then we'll see it pop up right here. Now when I hover over this, this little badge, I don't get that same highlights, right? I don't get the highlights that I had before. So how do I get those highlights in there? Well, the highlights will come from an annotation. So the same way that this props.title has this annotation here of data SB field path title, I'm going to do that within the badge itself. So within this tag here, I'll go data SB field path and then badge, and then save. And now we'll come back here, and we'll see that this has a highlight, right? And now it's completely visually editable. And as you can see, I'm visually editing it, and it's on its way. So the other thing that we should talk about here is that is now in the is that now part of the preset? That's not part of the preset. The default value is there, but if we wanted this to be this badge to be in the preset itself, we would need to actually go to the preset, which is under content, and then actually, I'm sorry, it's not under content, it's under stackbit presets. And then here under featured items, we'll find the one that says title, right? So inside here it says title, and we can just basically copy that, and I'll make this say badge, and inside of here we can say this is our default badge. And again, I should note that we have a few different options in this featured items section for the preset. So this is our top option, right? So you could see here's where this one ends, or I guess it ends right here, but we have another one. So there's 3 or 4 of these when you open up the component library. I'm just adding this right now to the top one so that it's there. And I'm glad I looked at that, because I spelled that wrong. So now when I come back in here and I want to add in a new featured items section, right? So featured items, and I'm picking this top one here. This will come in with this new badge already in place. So it's still populating. Give it 1 second while that little purple line there loads. I got a little bit of slow internet at the moment, so perfect. All right, here's the new one, right? So here's our new one, here's the old one, and this is fully editable. Now there was one last piece to this puzzle that I wanted to talk about here, and I'm forgetting a little bit what it was. So I'm going to pause the video because it was something that I thought was interesting, and I'll remember it and come right back. All right, so this is what I wanted to go over. So let me delete this section here, and I just made this one. So inside of here, inside of our content presets, I had added that badge, right? So I had added this badge, and the badge said something like, we'll title this one like all capitals, hello world, X3 exclamation marks, right? And then inside of the YAML, we had this default of this is a badge. So in this preset, I'm setting this preset to override that default, right? So this badge here, this will override the default. So I have this top preset, right, as we're saying, and then the second one doesn't have a badge in it, right? There's no badge here in the preset. So if I add this first one, it's going to show up, it's going to override our default content. So inside of here, if I go featured items and select the first one, it's going to show up with the hello world, right? So there it is. Now if I go back in here, so here's the hello world, this second one doesn't have any badge preset, so it's going to inherit the default, which is this is a badge, right? And I'll just capitalize like default so we really see it in there. So so now that it's like that, now we can come back in here and I'm going to add this second preset, which doesn't hold that value just yet inside of the content preset itself, right? Inside of the JSON, it doesn't have it. I'm going to come in here and we'll add it, and now it'll come in with the default value once this fully loads in. So, I added a contact us section. So instead of here, items, we select the second one or the third one, just the one that doesn't have it. And then we can say this is a default badge, right? So I just wanted to clarify the difference between this default here and the preset value. So this preset value will override the default. And if that preset value doesn't exist, then the default will populate it.